Hello, and welcome to the review of Case 1.3, The Political Risk of Doing Business in Thailand. This presentation is provided by Team Onyx. My name is Christopher Wicks, and I will help acquaint you with several cultural and financial aspects of Thailand. Then, Jordan Carter will discuss whether Thailand has a democracy. After Jordan, Tanisha Lewis will discuss the response of a CEO currently working in Thailand to the news of the 2006 and 2014 coups that toppled the democratic government. Next, Larry Holbrook will review the political risk in Thailand from the point of view of a CEO who is prepared to export or source from Thailand. And finally, Lori Amagon will present an argument as to whether that CEO who was prepared to export or source from Thailand should proceed as planned or seek out alternatives. And then we will offer our team's conclusion to 1.3. Thailand is in Southeast Asia and is almost 200,000 square miles in area, with a population of just over 68 million people. However, these statistics are more impressive when compared with something familiar. Thailand is approximately 4 times larger than the state of Florida and has about 49 million fewer people living there. As you can see from the photos of Bangkok, the nation's capital, there is a well-defined business center. Culturally, Buddhism is the primary faith, although other beliefs are present. The predominant ethnic group and language is Thai, and while Thai makes up the dominant portion of both the ethnic group and language, there is a group of people that have come as refugees from Burma. And members of the Thai elite class also speak English as a second language. Thailand's government has been through more than 20 attempted coups, of which 13 were successful. Despite the political unrest in the country, they have managed to become the 27th largest economy in the world and the second largest economy in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. With focus on developing businesses and support for foreign investment, the country is predicted to see an economic growth of 3.2%. With low inflation, outside debt, and unemployment rates, the move toward fostering business in Thailand is promising. However, the uncertain political past is troublesome.
Does Thailand have a democracy? The answer is no. Thailand does not have a democracy. According to the UK government's Department for International Trade website, it states that Thailand is currently under military rule by the National Council for Peace and Order following the coup in May of 2014. There are restrictions on freedoms of speech and political assembly. People have been prosecuted for criticizing the 2014 military coup. In Thailand, they follow a term called lèse-majesté, which means criticism of the monarchy in any form is a crime, which can be broadly interpreted and carries a long jail sentence. It is recommended that you don't make political statements in public. Instead of a democracy, Thailand has a soft, authoritarian government where the military plays an enormous role in determining politics. A soft, authoritarian government can be defined as a system of political control in which a combination of formal and informal mechanisms ensure the dominance of a ruling group or dominant party, despite the existence of some forms of political competition and expressions of political opposition. Some major differences between a democracy and a soft authoritarian government are shown on the chart. As you can see, a democracy is a government in which the citizens take part in the political process by voting for the leaders of the government. It is a government ruled by the people for the people. There is freedom of speech, press, and religion. and it also follows a majority rule. There are free, fair, and competitive elections. Whereas, in a soft authoritarian government, one ruler or a small group of leaders have the real power. Soft authoritarian systems do not allow freedoms of speech, press, and religion. It does not follow majority rule, and there aren't free, fair, and competitive elections. Authoritarian governments may hold elections and they may have contact with their citizens, but citizens do not have any voice in how they are ruled. Their leaders do not give their subjects free choice. Instead, they decide what the people can or cannot have. There is little hope for Thailand's return to a democracy. The military government in Thailand has shown little inclinations to hold elections anytime soon, although there is supposed to be an election held sometime in 2018. However, the military will play their part in making sure that the current system stays in place. It will be very interesting to see how the situation unfolds. Only time will tell what happens.
Doing business in Thailand. Concerns about the 2006 and 2014 coup. The coup in 2006 happened in September. Military leaders staged a bloodless coup ousting Prime Minister Thaksin and was later ruled by General Chulanont with a military junta. In 2011, Thaksin's sister Yingluck won the election, becoming the first female prime minister. However, 3 years later, in 2014, another bloodless coup took over to erase the influence of Thaksin. So, is it business as usual? With the establishment of the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015, there will be more opportunities offered by the regional economic integration. Overall, 78% of business executives based in Thailand regard ASEAN integration as important to helping their companies do business in that region. Despite the fact that many believe that the goals of the AEC will not be reached until 2020 or later, many organizations indicate that their company's level of trade and investment in ASEAN has increased in the past 2 years and expect this trend to continue in the next 5. Thailand's economic developments face challenges but are getting stronger. There's still a growth challenge. However, expansion has increased since the coup betrays its neighbors in the Southeast Asian region. Due to political uncertainty, some businesses have been reluctant to invest. However, currency is one of Asia's best performers due to high foreign exchange reserves. And overseas shipments are recovering. The export industry makes up about 70% of GDP, and the Bank of Thailand expects a revival in the second half of the year to stimulate private sector investment. So, as a CEO of a company that has seen much success not only in Thailand but overseas as well, I am not concerned about the 2006 or 2014 coup.
Political risk concerns in conducting business in Thailand. The World Bank's Doing Business Guide ranked Thailand 46th place in the world for ease of doing business, a slight improvement over previous years from 49th place. This increase in ranking is only due to a slight improvement in the area of insolvency, or how many businesses typically fail to pay their debt. While Thailand's insolvency ranking increased from 49th place to 23rd due to the efforts of the current sitting leadership, the overall general issues with a constantly changing political regime pose significant challenges and concerns to new business ventures. Let's look at some of the issues with political instability in working with a changing government. Difficulty in obtaining even basic permits from government officials. Even in a stable political environment, obtaining permits and operating licenses can be a full-time job. Imagine that if in addition to the standard bureaucracy one is faced with, you also find yourself dealing with a change in government. That may impose additional regulations, permits and fees the organization has not prepared for or budgeted for. There's lack of infrastructure, both existing and in development. It takes an average of 37 days to get connected to the grid in Thailand. What happens when it goes down? Who can say the leadership you depended on yesterday can assist, or even that it exists today? There's concerns the next regime change would not be bloodless but violent, and that each new government or leadership structure could wipe out efforts our organization set in place under the previous leadership. Overnight, permits could become invalid, taxes could change, and safety and security could become compromised. As a founding member of ASEAN, Thailand offers businesses strong relationships with many trade partners in the area. However, as mentioned, difficulty in obtaining permits, access to utilities, and local stability present many challenges to an international organization looking to expand into Thailand, and care needs to be taken to understand the effect the political environment has on the stability of operations within Thailand's borders. There are many concerns with operating in Thailand. We must be careful to make sure the benefits outweigh those concerns.
Proceed or look for alternatives. Thailand's chronic political instability would make any entity wishing to import-export want to proceed with caution. There are, however, many positives to Thailand which have given it a bit of momentum. Some of which include strategic location. Thailand serves as a gateway into the heart of Asia and offers convenient trade with China, India, and the countries of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It was instrumental in the formation and development of the ASEAN Free Trade Area. It also maintains close economic cooperation with other ASEAN member nations. Its skilled and cost-effective workforce allow foreign investors to prosper and develop industry. Modernized transportation facilities, upgraded communications and IT networks showcase its emphasis on infrastructure. Development plans for 2012 to 2022 include a high-speed rail network that would connect all parts of Thailand as well as southern China. The government has made a concerted effort to attract investment in the following 6 target industries, which include agriculture and agro-industry, alternative energy, automotive, electronics and ICT, fashion, and value-added services including entertainment, healthcare, and tourism. Thailand ranks first as the ASEAN largest automobile producer and the ASEAN largest electronic appliance producer, 13th largest in the world in tourism receipts, 19th largest in the world in agricultural output, and 20th in the world in manufacturing output. This has been a cautionary tale of doing business in Thailand. We see uncertainties in the upcoming general elections in 2018 as a hindrance to private investment. Recent U.S. protectionist measures could stall out trade flows, and the resulting slow economic growth for both the United States or China could weigh heavy on Thai exports going forward. In Case 1.3, Political Risk of Doing Business in Thailand, we evaluated whether or not companies in Thailand and those interested in doing business in Thailand should be concerned about political risk. For a country with just over 68 million people and 13 successful coups, the political unrest is cause for concern. Its soft authoritarianism an emphasis on export-driven growth, makes it challenging to work with a constantly changing environment. The benefits must far outweigh an organization's concerns over previously established doctrines concerning permits, taxes, and security and safety measures being wiped out. Regulations can help within the population of Thailand, but tariffs tend to hinder trade.